We're running a cow-calf operation, been a family operation here in Missouri for well over 50 years now. Bobby Simpson from Salem, Missouri, which is located in Dent County down here in the Ozarks. My dad moved here from New Mexico in '52 and started out here north of here, and over the years he moved down here to Salem. I grew up farming or raising cattle with him, and always knew this is what I was wanting to do.
Bobby's my dad. We've been working cattle or working this farm since I could walk, or as far as I remember together. So Dad's a great person. Growing up, Dad, with most farmers, it's working daylight till dark most of the time, and he's passed that on to me. It's about all we know.
Having the family involved is truly rewarding. I see his kids involved, and that's a legacy. I want to leave a place that they can do this, have the same standard of living that I had, and be able to enjoy this thing that we do that we all love to do. It's in our I don't know, DNA or whatever you want to call it, but it's something that I know I have to do. I didn't want to be one of them old guys that waited till he's 90 years old and died and never let my son or anybody take over responsibilities and run the operations. And a friend of mine died a few years ago, and his dad did that to him, and I said, I'm just not going to do this. So I went ahead and transferred all of my operation and sold it to my son, so I could sit here and watch him grow and help him in that pursuit. Our main goal is to raise a really good product that's highly nutritious and good for our consumers. That's what our basic goal is, to have a reputable product that's put out there on the marketplace. When I was younger, and when I was 15, I leased a neighbor's farm and got a loan at the bank. Of course, my dad had the co-sign at the time, and bought 50 cows. And just so happened that same year, my dad went to a meeting when the Missouri Cattleman got reorganized back in the early 70s, right in there somewhere. And he came home and said, son, if you're going to stay in the cattle business, you got to be a member of this organization. And I joined when I was 15. I'll be a member 50 years here in about another year or so. The one thing that, as far as the Cattlemen's Association, that I'm most proud of is that 2019 was a great year for the Cattlemen's Association. It was probably one of our best years in a long time. And not because I was president, it was because of all the hard work that those folks had done before me to get that organization ready to do the legislation. We passed legislation the last few years that nobody thought was possible. A bill that leveled the playing field in Missouri in all counties for everybody that had the same rules to get started in agriculture. That was probably our biggest accomplishment that we could have done for the future of this state and for the next generations.